I was born at Southern Peninsula Malaysia, Muar, Johor, and I start my culinary journey when I joined a vessels, travel around the world. I go to Alam as we learn how to become a cook on board. At the 1990, I have opportunity to join the ships and travels. My first ship is called Bunga Sepang. So our first job is not cook actually. We have to become a steward first. It's a service sector. We need to go to captain cabin, officer cabin, tie up bed sheet, everything, and then serve breakfast for 1 year. After that, I fight for my career, and I become a chef on board for 7 years. Then we travel a lot for 25 countries around the world. Why I decided to become a chef? I think that for my very young age at 10, my father is a great cook. He worked as army as an officer. They call it 7 brigades. So at the early age, my father asked me to cut the potato as the same shapes. I don't know what reason that. Later on, yes, I know, because French cuisine asks you to cut a veggie must be accurate shapes. So my father asked me to cut potato, make a kuih, and sell the kuih around the village to support their economy. You know, that I think from there I also like to become a scientist because I'm good in science, but I'm very bad in maths. When I become a cook, then I think scientists will do a lot of experiment, right? And as well in the kitchen, we do a lot of experiments, R&D, etc., etc. Then I think that two combination inspired from my father and my dream to become scientist. Then I become a chef. My most outstanding achievement in my culinary journey is when at 1999 to 2000, we are pioneer team to open a restaurant called Shuk Restaurant under YTL Group. That's the first restaurant ever under one umbrella. They combine 4 cuisine in shopping complex. It's open kitchens. Then for first year, managed to get the best chef award, best team player, competing with 50 over chefs from different cuisine in under one umbrella. Professionalism means to me, there is no right and wrong, right? High disciplines. Because in the kitchen, we really need to have the high discipline because the pressure in the kitchens, the chef will yelling to you. If you cannot, if you come late or you don't have a discipline, you cannot stand for 12 hours, then you need to have a high discipline. There's no other way because we need to work very hard, almost 12 hours to 16 hours. So for me, definition about the professionalism is high disciplines. The challenge, there's so many challenges in our life, our journey become a chef, from the steward to become a chef, competing, challenge the officer, why can't you promote me become a chef? But the currently, I think the COVID-19, the COVID-19 is something is new because the global things we not expect this happens. Like last year, it's in 6 months, nothing can we do because our business is dropped. How I overcome when we do have a business? Pick up my phone, call my friends, ask them, how are you, what are you doing, and how can I help you? Instead of I ask for help, I ask them, how can I help you? And then I invent, the Alwis food is pop up when the COVID-19 now. You know, I'm happy because the Alwis food help so many people when they need a side income. Then instead of I ask them, can you help me? I sharing with them, how can I help you? That the way that I overcome my current challenge during this COVID-19. Instead of we asking, I'm giving back to the society. Currently, if they see my logo, they will know that the chef talk about healthy foods. That's what I want. There's so many favorite cuisines. I'm from Johor, of course. I like my Johorian food. There is asam pedas, and that's my favorite. My favorite cuisine to cook, I prefer is Mediterranean, because the way they cook, they use very clean foods. They use a lot of olive oils. They use natural ingredients. I love to eat saffron with rice, saffron with anything, with potato. I would say I like to cook the Mediterranean foods. I love to eat fish. I can eat fish because the reason I want to become a chef on board. Number one, I like travel. Number two, I like fishing. So fishing is my biggest hobby in my life. Interesting about fish, I still remember my father told me before I go out to see the world, become like a fish. Because when fish live in the salty water, can you imagine that the flesh not taste salty when they're alive? But of course, when the fish dead, we can put salt and the flesh tastes salty. What my father mean is, wherever you go around the world, think about the value that your family teach to you. Be yourself. Don't trying to copy other people where you're doing. Be yourself. Remember where you come from. Remember the value that a parent teach to you. Then be like a fish. Then I like to eat the fish. I like to eat fish. A lot of people, including me before this, we not think. I think my definition about healthy food is, I would say sugar. No sugar. Some people say they eat healthy food, but yet they take sugar. And I think sugar is the most dangerous kind of food that invented by human. For me, that my dream is to create another level of sugar that everybody safe to consume, yet it's cheap. That's the reason why I'm invent my sausage, the Alwis food sausage. My intention when I invent this sausage is to share with my patient about foods. To cook foods is easy. To make a sausage is not easy actually. There is a process. If you not put flour, you not put industrial glue, the sausage will not become firm like you see in the market. So I do few R&D and we managed to make it a sausage without a flour. My intention is for children. My experience with my clients, before this I talk about 6 more years from now. From now, kids will having skin problems. And my experience with my client, they come back to me. They buy from me because they're from Semenyih. I think like 20 to 30 kilometers to KL. But they purposely buy the sausage for their children. So I asked, why you buy the sausage? You want to become my agent? No, I not become your agent. I want to buy my children because my children have a problem with skin, eczema, etc., etc. Then for me, I'm very happy because whatever I do, it pay off. Alwis food is a food that is must. Is not must. You can consume as early as before your children born, at the age of 0. Knowledge about food safety is about food handling. Most of people, maybe they don't know, but food handling is not during cooking. It's about before the food arrive. When the food preparation is about where the food is come from, then the food arrives, delivered to your place, and how during the preparation you cook the foods. But I give you an example. It's a chicken. After the chicken, slaughter the chicken, supplier send the chicken to the kitchen. The moment the chicken die, that's the moment the germs start grow. And then food handling. Even though some people don't know how to cook the chicken, they know how to cook chicken, but they not. The chicken there is no doneness for the chicken. You must cook the chicken properly. Cannot be blood left in the chicken meats. So for me, definition of the food safety is the food handling, how you handle the food before, during, and after. I have stayed in current new trends. I think packaging. Nowadays, humans, customer, the consumer, the clients, judge by the book first. If your packaging is nice, they will come and try your foods. Before this, I think location. I always talk to the customer, location is very important. To have a good team, we will secure you your vision and missions. And number two, we make restaurant make a profit. Of course, I have piece of advice to young chef. There's so many formula to the young chef outside there to success. I would like to introduce my formula. My formula, I call it flavor. Flavor your dream, flavor your life. Algorithm F is a feel. It's a feeling. It's like you dare to dream. We dream, but dare to dream or not. Dream big. Dream want to be or what. If I become a chef, I want to become like who. With which restaurant I want to work with. Number two, L. Of course, it's like. Like means you must very like to a decision that you make. To become a chef is not easy. You need to spend a lot of time inside the kitchens. At the age of your 19, 20, 21, you don't know nothing actually. Just receive the order from the chef. Been through until my age of 23. Then I realized that chef like this actually. It's not moon and star. Adventurous. You must be someone have adventurous, because if you don't have that kind of adventurous kind of attitude, you won't survive. V is variety for me. Variety. When you cook food, you have to know how to cook variety food. Before you know how to cook a variety food, you need to work to the variety different restaurants. That's my advice to the young chef. At least 5 years, you need to work in professional environment, such as a 5-star hotel, because they give you such a good environment, equipment, and system. So why 5? Because there is a 5 department that you really need to go before you can do whatever you want in your life for the next level. Number 1 is a butcher. You have to need to learn how to debone the steak, debone the chicken, the fish. Number 2 is a banquet. You have to learn how to cook in big amount quantity of foods, 1,000, 2,000. Then the pressure is there. Number 3 is garde manger. Garde manger is, we call it in cold kitchen. Cold kitchen is how to cook, how to cut the fruits, how to make dressings. That is very important. And number 4, a la carte. A la carte is a coffee house. You have to learn how to cook, to use a wok. My seafood Chinese chef teach me how to use a proper wok. Burn the wok first. Don't straight use it. So I remember until now. And then last but not least is a dessert. At least you know how to make a dessert. And then it completes, Then you go to another levels. That's my advice to a young chef. Be patient. There is no right and wrong. Be patient and must work very, very, very hard.